all the time, but they're trying these new things, which I like about this new team. And talking about the battleground, Infernal Shrines and Warhead Junction is banned from either side.
That's right.
And map number 1 is going to be Battlefield of Eternity one more time.
Braxis available is the key thing here. We don't normally see that, but with the ban on Infernal Shrines, Braxis will be available for this best of 5. Should Wiz have a strat or a plan here? It was actually, in fact, Wiz himself who had his team ban Infernal Shrines. So they didn't choose as their first map because they got first pick. But as we go into the second set, if they win and we go into their map pick, they may go into Braxis. So that's actually something that we could keep in mind. With any other team, I would just say, well, I mean, they just really don't want to play against this team on Infernal and whatever. But against Wiz's team, you really have to keep that map choice potentially in mind because he's the thinker, you know? He's the Socrates of the draft.
That is correct. And he brought out some... First, it seemed funky, but it was all planned out in his brain. He was mapped out. He knew exactly how his team wanted to bring it out. And it worked sometimes, not too many. But let's see what else they have in their pockets.
Well, the first ban, Li Ming. That means they definitely have a strong first pick here. That's a throwaway ban if I've ever seen one. With the Volley ban counterwise, I was going to say you might want to consider picking up Tychus. They're going to take Valfurion first, which means I think Tychus has to go to Tempest. They're going to take Varian Tychus. I think this is advantage Tempest, to be honest, because they got the best damage dealer available once you remove what's left in terms of Volley being gone, Li Ming is gone. Yes, there's still Sergeant Hammer. Okay, what are we watching? Wiz, slow down. Ragnaros not crazy, but the Sylvanas this highly.
This looks something similar to when MVP Black was just having like 7-minute, 8-minute games on this map. But picking Sylvanas this early, usually, and rarely picked, and usually when it's picked, it's usually a 4th or the last pick into the draft. Let's see, and that Li Ming ban is sniped for against Lockdown. Of course, Li Ming is also able to do some poking on that Immortal consistently away from the team fight.
Duck Duck on camera here is like, that's my hero. He's like, I got one of those 2 wins on Sylvanas.
Yes, he did.
To see the ETC ban. I'm trying to think of the reason why Sylvanas becomes so strong is because she deactivates the turrets while the Immortal pushes. So if you could theoretically have a composition that wins the Immortals no matter what, then that's where she's going to be at her strongest. You have a comp where she wins the race every time. It's tough to make that work. The only time we saw that, where a team consistently lost every team fight but still won, was when we saw Nazebo on this map. And I really don't think they're going to go Sylvanas and Nazebo. I'm just trying to theorycraft as to what's left available that could make this work. We could see, like... No, I don't want to see Tyrael here.
I think banning a Tyrael against Tempest would make sense oftentimes, but with this kind of draft, with Tychus and Varian picked already.
I'm going to ban Hammer.
This is like... Yeah, Duck has been... This is just snipe bans, Lockdown, Li Ming, and Duck Sergeant Hammer, so...
Tempest insta-locks Zeratul, Falstad. They have now 3 damage dealers here. It's going to be solo tank Varian, which is has a mixed success in the past, but we'll see.
Yep, and Supreme Mixtape is highly going to be ETC and plus something else they're hiding. It may actually be...
Well, ETC is banned, so...
Oh, ETC is banned, never mind.
I feel like what I'm looking at here is I don't even want to predict, because I think we're going to see something super out of the ordinary right now. Like, this is not going to be... This is not going to be like your standard, like, oh, okay, they need a tank and then, like, 1 more damage. Like, I think this is going to be something we've possibly never seen before.
It's going to be all Siege or all CC. There is a chance of, by seeing that Sylvanas so up there, Mind Control may be a possibility, who knows?
Muradin, Greymane. Well, this is weird. Okay, the Muradin pick, not out of the ordinary as the Karazim lock in. Tempest is like not phased by this at all. Their lock-in time's like less than a second each time. The Greymane here is There's no Tyrael. Like, that's why I was bringing up Tyrael. I was like, maybe Tyrael, Greymane. Then I was like, no. It feels like that comp is too old, too outdated. Greymane alone with one support with Sylvanas can win races. They don't have that much invade potential. They're going to need to win every Immortal, I feel, and really push with Sylvanas. If they lose even the first one, it's going to be an uphill battle. We'll see if they can make it work here. Tempest in the draft didn't seem phased. They are the favorites going into game number 1 on Battlefield of Eternity. Team Tempest, Summer Global Champions. Hyde on Karazim, Duck on Tychus, Lockdown on Falstead, Sign on Varian, and Modern Life on Zeratul.
And their opponent in red, Supreme Mixtape, Scarlet on Malfurion, Tutu on Sylvanas, Wiz on Ragnaros, Judy on Muradin, and No Chat on Greymane.
Okay, No Chat, show me what you can do.
I believe this is the first Greymane from No Chat.
Yes, it is in fact the first.
No Chat played Zarya, Tychus, Ragnaros, Tassadar, Medivh, Zagara, Falstad, and Greymane now. That's insane. It did not work out perfectly, but still.
Well, this level 1 is obviously going to go in favor of, in terms of pushing power, SMT. Unfortunately, they did so without safety.
Losing 2.
And so they did a little bit of damage. Essentially, Tempest knew this was going to happen, went to the middle of the map, cut it in half on the midpoint, and then went down. Wiz gets a little bit of soak extra. Falstad should actually miss maybe only 1 minion. Look at this. Oh, no, not going to show it. The macro me is dying by observing today. I was like, I don't even think he's going to lose 1. I don't think he did. Tempest ahead in EXP. Nearly losing in Cannon Tower, but not.
Also heard that MDK is our observer, the former pro.
MDK, no way!
Yep.
One of the oldest pro gamers in OGN's Here's the Storm history.
And Sign is caught for the moment, but also goes in, and No Chat is gone.
Dudu with a cool escape there. Well predicted, though, was Duck's grenade to catch him on the way out, so he eats a little bit more damage. Sign's going to back off. Wants to be able to do that front lining. I talked about how the matchup between Sign and Judy was going to be important, and even in lane here, you could see that Sign wants to make sure he's up at tip-top shape, and he is solo tank Varian, which is actually, in the early game, a little bit scary because you don't have that extra health pool that normal tanks have until you choose Taunt. Now, you seem a little bit excited about the potential for mind control. Do you really feel that's what we're going to see here?
I feel like that is the NA choice, and having Wiz maybe a chance. Well, we'll see. That was very highly picked from Supreme Mixtape's side.
Okay, we'll see.
And Tempest is winning.
Yeah, this is a problem, right? If SMT can't win these Immortals, then the Sylvanas pick doesn't get as much value in the early game. This is a nice pick-off. Lock and hide down. He's in the root. Can't dash out.
That was well chained from Judy and Scarlet.
Now it's 4v4 over here on the left side, and they can leave No Chat to just auto-attack because he's Greymane. He's going to keep his W going. Sign actually is going to die here as well. No way out.
No way out, but he's actually going to stall some time. And while that's happening, they were racing towards this Immortal. Looks like... Oh, actually, Supreme Mixtape gets.
Just barely there. Because they were kind of... While Sign was being chased by Sylvanas, they were still attacking it. And this is going to be, even though it's a very low-shielded Immortal, very powerful because of Sylvanas. And they need to continue this trend. Well, they need to make this a trend, I should say. It's not a trend yet with only 1 Immortal.
And Supreme Mixtape, as they go with the first Immortal, Tempest focusing on the Immortal, of course, 100%, as they do not have their towers or fort activated because of Sylvanas. Sign comes from the side, locked down on No Chat, and there goes Hyde picking up the kill.
Important first kill here. So Immortal only going to do a little bit of fort damage.
Is that already a third death from No Chat? I believe so.
I don't know the exact number. What I was actually looking at is G-Clef and I had to like pull out my magnifying glass to confirm. We have Mercenary Queen for Sylvanas at level 1, which is going to lead her down a path of extra damage. So they're really, I think, pushing this idea of what Snitch, I think, once said on an interview is a win more Sylvanas. And it can be very strong if you have Mercs pushing, you can control those towers, and then have the Immortal to back it up. Then suddenly you have this insanely powerful push. We'll see if they can make it work, because you sacrifice a lot of damage when you do this. And pushing power in terms of minion waves. Gonna get this first Merc camp now. Going to lose the neutral camp as a result, so less Mercs overall to make Merc Queen effective.
And a little bit surprisingly, Lockdown actually goes for the burst damage instead of the auto attack build. Maybe it's more helpful when they're focusing down, but when it comes to racing, I think auto attack in the long run will be a little bit more helpful.
I think you're right. Well, I mean, I know you're right. You're actually 100% correct. I just feel like I like Mage Falstad here because of the squishies that you're looking at with Sylvanas, Malfurion, and Greymane. The burst he provides. It's going to be hard to win a race anyways. And Supreme Mixtape did end up winning that Immortal. They have Greymane, which means he has such high auto attack
And they're
speed.
all riding on the Tempest mount.
That's actually really funny. I didn't notice that
really
until now.
funny.
Like all 10 of them, in fact. But not Duck Duck. He's on the pleb horse.
Okay, that was, I believe that was also Cleanse used on Muradin just now. And Tempest on the race to keep taking down this Immortal.
Yeah, Tempest has to invade here because of what I was just describing. Wiz insanely low. Modern Life's going to get the kill there. Nice Vorpal in. And
yeah, this entire time Dudu was on the bottom trying to push some waves as it is doing some damage, but they're losing this Immortal.
Everyone's low because Dudu, his dagger just does a lot of spread damage. They have the extra poking from the cocktail build from Greymane here. It's not a massive amount of damage, but with all the damage they've done already, it feels like, okay, yeah, like we just need someone to finish everybody off. Greymane doesn't have Go for the Throat yet. If he did, let's see, maybe he goes in to finish them off. They tried to set up for a bush here, while hoping Tempest was going to come in blindly to attack the Immortal, but they did not. Tempest now in better position. We'll have this Immortal first here under attack, and this is possibly going to be a full shield Immortal if SMT doesn't act quickly. They're down an entire level now.
And Judy does catch Modern Life for a second, but blinks out.
Look at this. Okay, gets a good cleanse here off from Judy. He survives, but Lockdown's just going to keep throwing hammerings. This thing's down to 5k.
I guess this was the reason why they've been leaming from the beginning. They do not have so much poke. If it was leaming, they could just poke over from the wall. And it looks like Sign. Immortal is very low. This is the time they have to be careful. They can be aggressive, but also lose the team fight.
All right, No Chat's trying to do what he can. And again, in terms of 4 versus 4, 4 versus 5 even, with the lack of poke you talked about, No Chat can whittle it down. He's going to get a lot of the shields away. They want to get kills here. The Immortal, they cannot win, but they can kill 2, 3 members here. Duck Duck's the second to go down. Lockdown gets caught as well. It looks like they might get 3. They're going to try to cut him off. Here comes Judy. They don't have 10. Hyde has Palm available. Might have to use it on himself. Ooh, nope. Just barely not.
He actually does not use it until the last moment. Well played. And Sign, good jukes, just to be safe out of there.
So despite getting the kills, obviously with such low death timers, everyone's going to be respawned in time to come back. Sign is really aggressive. You're going to eat a lot of damage from those minions. I don't think they'll be able to get this support though, because even with the respawns, a lot of people had to Hearth home, and getting those kills kind of made this Immortal less valuable. Supreme Mixtape is about to hit 10. They have No Chat here to soak. Notice how he's soaking right now, like far from behind, not actually going to go up in the front to get ganked and caught, like we saw Crazy Moving do in the previous best of 5. Going to be a little bit safer back there. I'm going to see a big 5-man rotation up Tychus's bot. And someone just Hearthed home too, actually. It was in fact Sign, so Tempest needs to be careful here in this 5v3 situation.
And sadly, it is Wailing Arrow, as expected.
Yeah.
And Sylvanas really in work in pushing the lanes before the fight, but I'm still not quite sure why they had to prioritize that high and Gust just to disengage the entire team and save Sign.
Lockdown best Falstad in the world in terms of tournament results, man. It's just
This
not going to be phased.
This is a 5v3, and they're going to lose a fort for sure. And Tempest actually, the other two is going to go towards the fort and try to trade
It's
here.
going to be a fort for a fort, plus EXP gained in the bot lane for Tempest. So this is a major win for them in terms of trading. As long as they don't lose the keep wall, or the keep itself, which is of course be much more dire. This is a big win for Tempest. They got the fort for a fort. Yes, now their top keep wall's open, but they opened up the bot keep wall for their opponents. They had that camp pushing there as well, so that forces No Chat to respond, and they take an EXP lead. So trading a fort for a fort in pushes with the Sylvanas on the map, you have to give a thumbs up to Tempest. Had there been a global hero soaking bot while this was happening, it would have been a different story, but there was literally no one.
Maybe Supreme Mixtape from the draft, they were trying to push Duck out of his comfort zone as he was playing Sergeant Hammer and Sylvanas most of the time. And he could also play Zarya and Tychus. He has that experience before. But maybe that's what the brain was trying to go for. I'm just trying to get a read on the exact reason why they prioritized Sylvanas so
Well,
high.
they can win this race really well. They're forcing this invade. Look at the combo. Good palm here from Hyde. But Duck should go down regardless. Dudu's going to die first, though. And Duck actually survives there. He gets the heal and the Gust to disengage. Incredible fights here. Two heroics win this fight for Tempest. A fight that would have been lost by any other means. Only Falstad dies here as Tempest cleans up house. It is going to be a full wipe. They saved their immortal, and they should win this now.
It was all Hyde from the beginning. Hyde just saving everyone. Look at that. We didn't even see Palm go off and then saving his teammate at the right time. Just perfectly done. And Lockdown coming out from the side, positioning himself so safely and also saving his teammate. What a team play coming out from Tempest.
Duck got stunned there for a second, but it's not going to matter. Sign is going to grab these globes so he doesn't have to back. He can actually start clearing this top wave. Doesn't want to overextend. He actually doesn't have vision. See, no, it's like this is a sign, no pun intended, of a really good player. Although, as I say that, he goes up alone here. That's insanely risky. Falstad probably has flight, though, so it would have been like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
Supreme Mixtape has, now they do. They have the drone on the side. Very well placed.
Gust really early here from Lockdown. Trying to minimize how much Wiz could do here. Big stun, actually, at the huge smash coming in as well here, and that's actually going to be the kill onto Falstad. No Chat here, diving forward. Judy looking for a Stormbolt. Gonna hit it. No Chat goes in, doesn't get the kill either.
And Sign actually goes around the other way, so he could be the one being sacrificed for the team. There is just no way of making out of here. There goes Sign.
This is definitely not the cleanest game on either side. I will absolutely be the first to say that.
Yeah, I also thought the Gust was used a little too early when Ragnaros just went into the Molten Core. I guess they really wanted that fort down.
I actually would have to go back and watch. Perhaps he was trying to interrupt the Molten Core. That could have been something he was trying to do if he actually had gusted him away and stopped the Molten Core from going off at all. That would have been huge. That was probably what he was trying to do. I don't have proof, but I would have to go back and watch. But just that concept is cool in itself. Duck is going to get blown up here once more. This time, actually, the Palm does not proc, and he stays alive. Okay, here's a big Gust. Lockdown trying to do all that AoE damage with the Mage Falstad. Everyone's kind of stuck in here. At least that fort was deactivated. Doesn't matter, though. 3 dead already. Wiz looks like he might be the last to go down, as Judy will be the 4th. And things went real wrong there once that Gust went off. Falstad's pretty good.
Yeah, and very good Void Prison. We haven't been pointing out too much, but Modern Life, I believe it's our first time seeing Modern Life playing Zeratul. Just Void Prison turned around the entire team fight. Basically, Duck was very low, and then Palm saved him for the moment. And that's when Modern Life stepped up, used that Void Prison to catch 4, and then also Malfurion went into the ice block, so at least it almost looked like 5 caught. But that's when Lockdown coming out around the front from the side, and it was now entire team of Supreme Mixtape in just, it was like basically like monkey in the middle kind of.
Yeah, no, sure. Tempest does not want that fort to go down. They're going to save it. The Observer was, I guess we can call him MDK now because I know who he is, but he was real content on showing us that. It survived. And right now, Supreme Mixtape needs to go, they need to go take their cap and try to get 16. I was going to say they could just go invade, but they're down in talent tier, so that's just such a tough choice to make at this stage. And Tempest is just going to bully them here. We see Avatar used by Judy. Misses the Stormbolt. A huge whiff there. Lockdown is looking for a gust. Didn't even need it. And Hyde is doing some harassment as Modern Life's coming from behind. They're looking for that big Void Prison.
Judy is even taunted. Maybe going very low. Maybe taken out. It is taken down. Twilight does silence the entire team of Tempest. And Odin is going to pop in another very good kill onto Sylvanas.
No Chat goes down. It seems that Sylvanas' damage alone just isn't enough. No Chat has to be there, and he just hasn't been consistently, especially because of these Void Prisons. You talked about how the silence hit the entire team as we watch Wiz die, the fifth one to die. Another wipe here, 20 kills to 7 currently for Tempest.
You lost your words, right?
I feel like the Void Prisons have been so good that even with the full silence, it's like, oh, well, I guess Sylvanas can't kill the whole team, even with the silence there, and No Chat is stuck in the prism.
Yeah, they really need to go in all in, focus in with the smash from Ragnaros and take one out, which is hard because there is Hyde, the god saving with Palm.
This is, with this full wipe, nearly going to be, like, I always say full shield immortal when it's like 90 to 100%, but I mean, this is like almost, literally they didn't even touch it one time, full shield immortal. They're looking for this bait, or, you know, they're trying to bait Sign into this, but he's not going to. It's a ping, Sign checks it. Oh, it's almost like I've seen this 1,000 times. Good try.
Oh, that's Sign. And think about Judy, he's been soaking up lots of damage from the front line, but having Tychus on the other side gives him a lot of pressure, and he's been missing his Stonebolt so much during this game.
Yeah, especially that one in that last fight was like, it was egregiously bad. It was the wrong direction, essentially, so he needs to be hitting those. I don't want to put the blame onto Judy here. It's just that this team comps really struggles, and Modern Life has been getting good voids. Hyde has been doing good heals, and everybody else is just simply doing their job. We've seen some solid gusts, good positioning nonstop, good Qs coming out, the hammerings from Falstad, the burst that forces No Chat back, forces Dudu back. They're not able to do enough damage.
See, Judy comes around from the side and does land on the stun, but no follow-up. Look at Tempest just pressing on that super hard, and they hit 20.
Yep. Avatar used right in the beginning of that fight, so he's not going to have that now for the next wave of engages here. Sign does get caught, but it looks like he just doesn't care. They're up 4 levels of scaling. They have Storm talents, and this is going to be a very disastrous fight for SMT. Look at the Gust come in. Lockdown flies forward with his epic mount. It's going to be Hyde who eventually gets killed here for Tempest, but with everyone else on the retreat here, and a very healthy Immortal now attacking the core. Tempest looks to end the game. Lockdown want to make sure the healing fountain went down first, but they're going to go all the way.
It actually looked like Warhead Junction for a second.
Yeah, big red button.
Yes. And looks, maybe they don't want to overextend here because Supreme Mixtape does have 3, and Molten Core is down and Ragnaros is gone, but they are very low on health, and looks like they're going to go back for the moment.
Wise choice.
That was a long, big push coming out from Tempest. That almost cost them the game. Supreme Mixtape losing their minds.
The big red button commitment there for Tychus is not the end of the world, but he committed that because he was hoping that that was going to end the game. It's not the end of the world, like I said, but that's a big commitment they went to there. So some trade-off on the 20s. Tempest is going to have 20 still for the next few fights to come, whereas Supreme Mixtape will not. Key 20s there are the Epic Mount and the Rewind that Zeratul has. So SMT kind of keeps trying to bush here. I'm like, you know you're bushing against Sign and Lockdown, right? This is so desperate from them. Desperate times call for desperate measures, but It is just simply not going to work, and it's going to cost Judy his avatar again. The Gust into the Void. Hyde's going to get the heal off, so they are ready to go. Look at that. Hammering perfectly timed by Lockdown as well. No chat's going to die. Judy is just looking for something here. Wiz dies, and Judy's just going to awkwardly stay over here. Lockdown's like, I've had enough. You can't even hide from me.
Well, I think Modern Life is really stepping up this game. He is making the crucial plays. Just basically, he finishes the fight. There's no way that Supreme Mixtape can actually contest when their 3 or 4 men are trapped in that Void Prison. Looks like game number 1 is going to go to Tempest. Wow, well done. Modern Life really stepping up with that 0-2. I'm surprised. Very impressed.
It is Modern Life's first career game on Zeratul as well. And when you're ahead in terms of team skill, right, when you're the big favorite going into a series like this, that's the time to pull it out, play your very first televised